This is a historic day. We
Why?
start with a coffee swallow from Kirk.
That's not historic.
I don't think we've had the three of us on an episode.
I don't think so.
We're at 530 or so, 530 episodes, and we finally have Jess joining the two of us.
Welcome to me.
Okay. She's going to be walking around the campground this weekend saying that just nonstop.
Yeah.
Yep. Get the confidence up now. You're going to need it.
You know what's funny about the campground? Do you want to know what the campground's name is?
Yeah, I do want to know.
Happy Hole Campground.
I don't think I even knew that.
Yeah. That is the most disturbing part of the whole thing to me now.
I'm kidding. It's not named that. But it would be a good name for a campground.
It's way worse that you came up with that just now.
I thought about it all night.
Okay. What is it actually called? Or are you not saying?
Oh, I don't mind. What is it called? It is called, inquiring minds want to know, Freedom Valley.
Freedom Valley.
That's good.
Yeah, that's classy. You get the point. Yeah.
But it doesn't scream nudity. I wouldn't have guessed that.
No.
Yeah.
Screams more like America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you two prepared for the potential ramifications of this weekend?
It says no means no on the website.
I don't mean like that.
Oh.
I mean, every single person who seeks these places out started the way you two are about to start. Everyone started there without really knowing what they're getting into, and most of them probably started without being for sure that this was going to be their thing, and now here they are 20 years later. And I just want to make sure that like this isn't going to be a divisive thing in your relationship if one of you suddenly realizes their true calling.
I don't think we have to worry about that.
She's a steel trap.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
would this be a potential concern for you?
No, but I'm not going there. I don't know if anyone really ever truly knows until you're in this situation how you're going to respond. What if you've never felt more yourself in your life than this weekend, and the other person doesn't feel that way, and now all you have is this yearning to go back to Happy Hole Campground, and the other person has resentment now.
Happy Hole.
Actually, we're going to start our own campground. I could see this being a real cash loot situation. So
yeah,
we'll see. I'm just looking for ideas, really. That's all. Business ideas.
Yeah, it's already starting.
Yeah. No, see, we're not, and we're going to move on from this again quite quickly, but it's not like we're spending a lot of time. Like we're not there to hang out there all day. We're there as like a home base, go adventure.
Yeah, best laid plans and whatnot.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
See, exactly.
Oh my goodness. I just almost wish I were there with you, but not in what that implies. I want to witness what occurs, but I'm not saying I want to be there with you two in this setting. If that makes sense.
If you and Lisa booked a campground and then after the fact found out it was like this, would you still go? Or would you look for a different campground?
We talked about that last night.
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter, but it would matter if it was refundable or not.
Well, that's what I told Kirk too. I said we already paid for it.
I combed through
he was looking at
the details last night. I was just curious.
And he couldn't find anything.
Yeah. Well, Jess.
If it's within 10 days, charged in full, even if you don't show up, and they took the first night's deposit, and we booked within 10 days. So their money it's their money.
Yeah. Our thought was we probably wouldn't go. And yet it'd be hard not to go simply because, the stories afterwards would be so unique and incredible. Also, it worries me that you have to, at the header of the website, put no means no.
Yeah. Like rules are made for a reason.
Yeah, and if you have to put caution hot on something, you know people have got it wrong.
Yeah, it's right on top of everything. One last, what was I going to add? Oh, but I did comb through everything last night. So we're about to embark on this great adventure today after we get done recording. And there was no hint of like no pictures allowed, no video. There was nothing about documenting your experiences. So I just figure I'll just keep firing stuff at you all weekend. And then you can make the decision for yourself.
Yeah, great. I'm going to open my phone in places I shouldn't be seeing things like this.
It's not going to be anything like you imagine for whatever it's worth. You're going to see like one topless woman walking to the bathroom in the middle of the day, and that'll happen on occasion. And that's going to be the extent of it.
Yeah, right up until the bubble machine starts
the
pumping.
foam party.
DJ foam party. Yeah.
DJ foam party does not sound like it has potential to be just like real chill.
No.
Hey, let's make a hard pivot, okay? Let's make a hard pivot to my wife, the author, real quick. How about that? From adult-only campgrounds to endearing children's author.
Are you saying that there's a mashup coming?
Tell me how you would envision that happening.
Yeah.
Outdoor kids visit the Happy Hole Campground?
It's already being written, Brakken.
Let's move to children's books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't get Brakken to move on from this on Tuesday.
Does that seem like a normal problem that someone would have if your host announced he was heading to a nudist colony and you're like, all right, well, let's move on from that?
Yeah.
I feel like it begs more questions.
I think we can discuss in length afterwards. I think there's going to be more content.
Okay. Yeah. Then let's move on. What would you like to say about children's books now that we've discussed this, Kirk?
Kirk.
Well, Jess, all right, knew nothing about writing books, knew a lot about kids, knew a lot about the outdoors, but knew nothing about books. And knowing nothing about writing books, she figured out the process, got it all done, did the illustrations with the help of AI, wrote 6 children's books that are now purchasable on Amazon. And we already had a Fox News interview that aired yesterday about it. So she's also TV famous.
Very famous.
Congratulations, Jess. That's a difficult process to navigate. And I mean that truly.
Yeah, thanks, Brakken.
Tell us more, Jess.
Well, it was actually pretty fun to learn. So I know Kirk asked me like, okay, how many sales would you have to make in order to make your time worth it? And literally 1. So even if I don't get a ton of sales, it's super fun and it'll be something for our own kids. So, and we had, I think, a handful of you guys as listeners purchase books. So thank you guys.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's super nice.
It's one of those things that no one wants to admit, but like you're writing your first book it's the setup to write your second book.
Yeah, totally.
Like the process of the first one allows you to be good later.
Mm-hmm.
Not that yours are not good now, but like it's the like how many would it take to sell to make it worth it? It's like no one can guarantee any of their first sell, but their second one. Now you put out a batch, which is unique in the first one, but that process is good to have gone through.
Yeah, and the one that I wrote last is the top seller. So I think you're right. Like I think I just got like a little bit smoother and a little better with each book.
Which one was the last one?
Critters in My Yard.
Oh, that's still the best seller.
Mm-hmm.
We get the most feedback on the Whose Poop Is That book. Like we'll get the most pictures, videos. Like we have a number of videos of kids throwing like temper tantrums. Like I want the poop book, like losing their minds over that book. Because I think potty talk is like naughty, but we're encouraging it. She's encouraging it.
Yeah.
But
it's been good. People have been really nice.
So they're very have you seen the books yet?
What do you mean by that?
Did you own any yet?
I do not own any.
Okay, so you haven't read them.
Put him on the spot.
Well,
I didn't know we were doing book reviews today, or I would have brushed up on them.
Well, I didn't know if you've read them because I'm biased, but they're very like clever and funny yet like educational, I would say. They're not over the top, meaning like they're digestible. I think the wheelhouse would be like 3 to
8?
I think 3 to 5 would be the wheelhouse, but I
Yeah.
think you could draw it out to 8. And I think some grown men like you could learn a thing or two about fishing or the outdoors.
There's a lot of
by
pictures.
reading it as well. There's a lot of pictures, yeah.
That's right.
So
then I'm in.
All right.
I just wanted, we don't shamelessly plug much. And since I have the esteemed author, Jess DeWindt, with us, I wanted to make sure, because we're trying to fund our IVF sort of journey, we'll call it. We're going to begin that process coming up. And this is part of that as well. And so like book sales would be helpful. That's all. I have no shame in plugging it.
You're going to need a lack of shame this weekend.
Yeah. See, back to the campground.
How much?
Just, we're all proud of you, obviously.
Yeah, thank you.
I felt sincere, yeah.
Yes, it did. It did.
Guess what? Okay, so we sell. So go to Amazon if anybody's interested, whether for your own kids or like if your nieces, nephews, or Christmases in the future, or whatever. Just search Jess DeWindt on Amazon, and guess. So this is all new to me, but guess like so Amazon, and we'll get to pretty much non-running topic. I think the remainder of this with a little bit sprinkled in today. This episode's more for fun, but so Amazon, none of these books exist in print. Somebody goes to Amazon, orders the books, and then they're printed in like real time and sent out by Amazon. So we house nothing, right? They take care of everything.
Well, it worked.
So what worked?
Just to win. Critters in My Yard, first result. Animals in the Forest.
How many reviews do you see on Critters in My Yard? Are some of those right now?
10.
10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyways, but Amazon takes a big cut because we do nothing now. But I still don't think it's too bad because we sell the books for $12.99. Is that right?
Right.
But Amazon has already put some on sale.
Yeah,
what do you
I
think?
have no overhead cost. So
what do you think the profit margin is on a book on Amazon? $12.99 it's for sale for. What do you think we see from that?
But they handle all production of it?
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
I bet you keep 40%.
Less.
I don't know the math. So I see $3.59 per book.
Wow. And that's why publishing houses exist.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
With all of their headaches and hassle and red tape.
So we got to sell a lot of books.
Yeah. So they actually, they do the math based on the size and, the quality of your book. They have a shipping and printing cost, which is $4.20 for them, for my books. And then I see 60% of the remainder.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, far be it from me to tell you how to live your lives, but at Happy Hole this weekend, I would set up a table.
It's not a terrible idea.
There's like no kids allowed. It's 21 or above. Who am I selling books to?
Yeah, but I bet at a swingers campsite, a lot of kids are produced. My guess is most people there have a child in their life.
Probably.
And they're already into nature.
That is a good point, actually.
Oh.
Okay, well, sorry if some of you out running or driving didn't come here for that plug, but I think it's important. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
So now should we get to the episode?
Well, now she's going to seamlessly, this is not going to be a hard pivot. She's going to seamlessly assume her role as host and moderator.
That's right. Yeah, we have some questions from the listeners.
Not really. Well, I guess really, yeah.
Listeners submitted questions.
Is there some debate?
Yeah.
Well, they're questions of a singular vein.
Yes. So we put out a poll on Instagram yesterday saying who is more likely to, and then the listeners got to submit the question between Kirk and Brakken. So are you guys ready?
Yes.
Brakken did his part as well on this. Where did you talk more about your homework on this?
Well, I looked up some of the best who is more likely to lists, and the one that I found the most intriguing was on Cosmopolitan.
Do you have like an example of a question or two?
Like who's more likely to show up late to the altar? Who's more likely to become a millionaire? Who's more likely to go broke? Who's more likely to
I like those.
Go to a swingers resort kind of thing.
Should we do like a back and forth?
No. This is your show.
Okay.
I'm your guest.
All right.
It doesn't feel like you're our guest.
Yeah.
Feels like you're still a moderator, along with myself.
The moment she starts talking here, I am simply a guest.
All right. Kirk and Brakken, are you ready to play?
Yes.
I'm ready to play.
All right.
Oh, am I ready to play?
All right. Who is more likely to say they're going to take it easy and then try to run a PR?
Kirk. He stopped to get a drink of coffee before this because he knew it was already settled.
He's going to let you answer that one.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think you've ever, since I've known you, like just winged, wung, like wunged a one-off effort, like wham, just like I'm feeling it today, and suddenly you're like racing 5K.
No. The only time that ever happens is when I have a scheduled run, a segment or loop at blank effort, and my body's clicking that day and it turns into a time trial.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it doesn't occur.
Not a winger.
So I will actually give you an example of this. That's funny. So on Monday, because we're, going, this week's a little different with our camping. I was going to do a recovery run on Monday, but it was downpouring outside. So I got on the treadmill. It was like going to rain for hours, and that was my window. So I said, I'll go on the treadmill. I haven't been on the treadmill in weeks. And I got on there. I'm like, I'm feeling good today. So instantly, boom, quality session, bumped it from Tuesday to Monday and did it on the treadmill.
Okay.
And I had no intention, zero intention when I hit the start button. Turned into a 45-minute uphill tempo from a recovery run.
Oh, Tyler German is rolling in his A6 right now.
He really is.
Yeah,
so to back up what you'd said, you're right.
Well, then, yeah, out and backs, cut downs, and loops are the only thing that'll happen on for me.
All right.
Have you ever set out for a recovery run and you realize you needed to run harder that day for whatever reason? Time constraints. Just felt like
it's happened. I would say the times it doesn't happen because we don't argue or fight much anymore. But it used to be when Lisa and I would get in an argument or a fight. The moment I started running next, which usually I would go out for a run shortly after for this reason, it would just turn into hammer time.
Yeah.
Our first fight in college, I ran our 9-mile loop and just crushed myself and staggered in. And by the last mile, I was barely moving and then working my way through. I went from angry to all the mean things and all the great retorts I'm going to have. And then eventually I was contrite by the end of the run. I was too tired.
Melted it away. Yep. That's how. Okay. Who's more likely to get mad at the other partner in your relationship? Are you more likely to get mad at her or is she more likely to get mad at you?
I don't know. I guess I don't know how often she's mad at me and doesn't say it.
And do you get mad at her often?
No.
Oh, there you go.
Jess is more likely to get mad at me for sure.
Okay, but I'm not mad at you a lot.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Well, moderator, ask us. The podcast couple.
Ooh, yeah. Who's more likely to get mad at each other? You or Kirk?
I think the only person who's got mad at the other person is me getting mad at you.
Yeah. Or at least verbalized it to the other person.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
So you've been mad at Kirk. He just doesn't know about it.
I don't think I've ever been mad at him.
Oh.
I'm sure I've been frustrated by something, but I don't have an example that springs to mind.
I mean, what's 1 or 2 instances in 5 or 6 years of working together? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
It was probably something like, "Hey, what is going on with this? Get it figured out." And I was like, "Hey man, be nice." And he's like, "I'm sorry."
That is a very watered down version of probably the most recent time. Yeah.
But I don't recall. I know it's happened. I know there's been 2 text exchanges in 5 years.
Yeah,
maybe
that's
3.
not bad.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
All right. Ready for the next one?
I would say Kirk's more fiery than I am.
For sure.
What do you mean for sure?
You can be kind of harsh sounding.
Yeah, go into that.
Kirk is just direct. He's not gonna like skirt around it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all.
We had this waitress. I'm gonna talk about
Okay.
this Milwaukee trip I went on with the boys, and we were out at this place, and she was busy. We were very pleasant to her, and she had to reach over a table to hand drinks to people, and she was really short with us. We're like, gosh, she's in a bad mood. She came back with drinks and was like, grab this, it's really heavy. She said it like very sharply, like without even saying anything else, just came and grabbed this, it's really heavy. And I looked at her and I was like, excuse me? Like, I can't help myself. I was like, we've done nothing to deserve that tone. Knock it off. Like literally just right away. And my friends were like, you just made that so awkward. I'm like, yeah, but that's not okay. We are patrons here. We've been nothing but polite. And she was sharp with us. And then it was super awkward between us and her the rest of the night, but she buttoned up and was nice. And so like, I can't help myself in those situations. I just say it. I impulsively, instinctually react to situations like that.
Remember that restaurant we used to go to, and then the host would never greet us. So we would go in and I would be like extra bubbly and nice, because when people are rude, I just like, that's my reaction. And so one day Kirk was like, okay, do not say hi to this lady when we go in. Like, just wait for her to talk, because that's her job. Like, she should be greeting us. And so we went in there and I made it like 3 seconds and nobody said anything. And I was like, hi.
I would have sat there for an hour until like she acted like a human being.
Yeah.
There's also this woman at Jimmy John's that I go to, and you walk up and she just looks at you until you talk. It's just the same woman. And so I experiment with her as well. I'll just stand there and look right at her until she asks me what I want. And to this day, I've caved every time still. It'll be like 8 seconds of just staring at each other in silence. And then finally, like, I want the sandwich. Just give it to me.
Have you wondered if she has autism or anything?
No, because once we start interacting, it's totally normal.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Well, Kirk bullied me on that Milwaukee trip as well. He said he'd like to get 10 miles, and we got to 5 to turn around. And he said, you think we should probably go to 6? And I was already like,
oh, he does it all the time in the woods too. Like,
yep.
Yeah. Oh, we're just going to set up 2 cameras. Okay. That's like, I'm mentally prepared for that. And then like, he has like 8 other things in mind that he just like forgot to mention. And then it's, a lot longer, a lot more work.
I like how this episode's going.
Yeah.
Throw me under the bus.
Lisa has that for sure when I'm like, all right, just like 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, this will take me 10 minutes.
That's classic everybody though, right? I'll be like, I think it'll take 2 hours, and then 8.5 hours later, we're not back yet.
That's why I'm more likely to get mad at Kirk. Yeah. All right. Next question. Who is more likely to get a speeding ticket?
I'm actually going to say, I don't know how you drive, but I am not very likely to get a speeding ticket. So I think you.
Yeah, I'm not very likely either. How many have you got in your life?
I haven't gotten a speeding ticket in probably 15 years.
Okay. I've never got one. I've had a warning. I've been pulled over 3 times, and one was for speeding, and it was in California. We were heading out to, I want to say it would have been the Sacramento Spartan race or something. And we came up like over a rise, and the speed limit changed as you came down into the city. But I had just crested a long climb, so we weren't even going fast. And I think I was going 4 over, and I got pulled over. And so the officer came up and he's like, do you know I pulled you over? I said, no, I don't. I said, this is a rental car. He said, and he said something sassy about like, does that make it go fast? I said, I don't think I was speeding though. He's like, well, do you know how fast you're going? I was like, yeah, I think I was going 68 or 69. It was a 65. He goes, that's right. I said, oh, okay. And I just kept waiting for him to tell me what had gone wrong. And he's eventually let me off with a warning. I was like, is that a thing out here?
Wow.
4 over?
So I remember my last speeding ticket was in Wyoming, and it was 2008 or 9. But I was with Jess once, and we got pulled over after leaving a home furniture. We were looking for stuff for our new house. And I remember we got out and I just gobbed my hands in hand sanitizer. And we pulled out and he pulled me over. And then he said, remember, he smelled alcohol and he wondered if he's like, have you been drinking? I smell alcohol. And I was like, I swear to God, it's my hand sanitizer. Oh God, no.
Oh yeah. Put your hands up and engage the camera. Oh no.
No, don't do that. Move your head to the middle.
It wants wild motion, Jess.
He just started shaking around.
Oh my gosh.
Vertical hand.
Oh, there we go.
No, that's not. So guys, sorry. So we have this camp. Go ahead and explain it, Brakken.
No, you're good.
Whatever.
We have a camera that motion tracks if you have the setting turned on. And what the cue for it to start following you, if it's off but not disabled, is to put your palm up in the air like you have a question. But if you talk with your hands, eventually it reads that incorrectly, and now it's doing that for them.
Just let. I don't even think we're putting this on YouTube, so we'll just leave it.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I am most likely though 100% to get pullover for my tags expired.
Ooh.
My tags are expired 50% of the time. It feels like.
Like
every other year, my tags are expired.
By the way, our camper tags are expired.
Well, maybe we'll get a ticket.
It just happened to me recently.
Do you know that I got my only speeding ticket I've ever gotten was in high school, my senior year. And the speeding ticket was for going 27 miles per hour.
In a
school zone. The road in front of the school is 35, but it's 15 when children are present. And I was going 27 down that road and I got a ticket for going 12 over in a school zone. And at the time, it's like 1999, 2000. That was like a $230 ticket for like a high school kid for going 27 miles an hour.
That's like 6 months of gas for you then.
Terrible. That little Ford Ranger didn't know it was coming.
Ford Ranger, good for you. Yeah, I drive 7 to 9 over.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a speeding ticket in like forever in my adult life. But when I was in high school, they threatened to take my license away because I got so many speeding tickets in a year.
Weren't you going like 100?
No, I wasn't going that fast, but my dad lives 5.5 hours north. And so I was making that drive a lot. And you're like the only one on the road half the time, like in the middle of nowhere. But there'd be like cops parked and like waiting for people like me. And I'd get caught every time. And I had this little like red car. So, yeah.
So my sister, Marin, lived in Australia for a little over a year. I don't know. It's all blurry. She's moved so many times. But they are one of those countries where they don't have anything other than electronic surveillance. And so they have just sensors set up everywhere. Same thing for red lights. There's no police presence out on the roads to speak of. And if you go over, it just flashes and then you get your ticket in the mail and that's it. And it's just known and accepted. Same thing with their cameras are all set up to check for if you're on your phone while driving. And if the camera sees you with eyes down and this, then you get a ticket. And as a result, their driving over there is far superior to ours. And they don't waste the man hours on police officers set up to try to catch you. It's just not a thing over there. And it's so effective. And I really wish our country would do that.
Yeah, that's a smart idea.
I'm sure the pushback on a lot of that, though, like tickets that people don't feel like they deserved with no conversation with a human, I bet you that on the back end is a huge pain.
I think initially it was, and now everyone knows like it's just really accurate. The machines don't make many errors.
Know what I think is a scam, by the way? Toll booths. Meaning, like if you're on the highway and it's like if you have the easy pass, go in the left lane and just keep zinging on by. Once in a while, like I have no money in my car or I'm in a rental that doesn't have the pass already built into it. Like you go zinging by. I've never gotten a ticket sent to me from just zinging through without the pass. Have you? I think you could just.
It's building up somewhere in that state.
Okay. Well, I don't think like I'm not going to be able to buy my next home because of it.
No. But if you get pulled over in that state, then you have a problem. I had like $179 build up in Illinois. That I wasn't aware of. Our iPass like wasn't active or functioning.
Oh, so they do keep track of it.
Yeah.
Next question.
All right.
But you have 7 days to pay, usually.
Okay, who is more likely to start a YouTube channel?
Ty?
Yeah, I feel like if I were to guess, you would start one about like shoe reviews and you would start one about deer hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Can I drop a little hint here?
Yeah.
There is a shoe review channel coming.
No way.
Yep.
Well,
yes,
then I
there
guess
is.
you are more likely.
There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes currently to get this thing off. It is probably a pretty simple process, and I'm complicating it.
Is this through Race Brain? We've talked about this briefly. Is it through the Race Brain channel?
It will actually be independent, we've decided, so it will be its own thing, but it is only for hybrid consumption. Now, it will be the type of reviews that if you ignore the hybrid component, will tell you everything you need to know about the shoe itself. But there is a grip and stability component to the review that is very much Hyrox and hybrid specific. But
well, that's exciting.
I started it to get it done in 2 weeks, and I kept adding things on, which shouldn't surprise anyone, with things I want to test. I basically am doing like a tool or tech testing review, but on shoes. So I have a force meter that I'm using to test how hard you can push and pull against the sled before the grip gives out on the shoe. Like everything's going to have a metric to it and a score. And then there will be a personal bias recommendation at the end, but the whole thing will be based around metrics rather than this feels poppy, this feels good. It'll actually, there's a scoring system for every single component of the shoe, and it is taking way longer than I thought to get it, but I think it's going to be really well done. It's going to be very nerdy though.
I'm very excited to see this. I'm sure you've thought about this, but my piece of advice would be like, you need to have either a backlog or a plan, because you need to build momentum with it right away. So like,
yes,
one off is like, you got to release every week or every few, like you got to get it built up right away.
16 shoes that are currently in the, I have also a Excel sheet of, it has a big chart on it that tracks everything and scores it, and it's sortable to score based on energy return or stability or grip. And so there's 16 shoes in that right now. That's part of why it's taking so long.
Cool.
And everything has a grade, but then if it grades out, this is something I didn't think about early on. Like I gave it everything's weighted. So it's going to be, I'm not going to say the name of it yet because we haven't got the domain and registered it yet, but everything's going to be weighted like a college course. So there's 3 credit classes, there's 1 credit, there's half credit classes, and they all have that amount of weight towards your GPA. The same thing is weighted in the shoe review here. So like straight line grip has like 3 credits worth of grip, but like turning in a 180 might have half a credit of grip. It's important for Hyrox, but you can have a shoe with bad 180 grip. Like turning around on polished concrete, it may not be great at, but if it's great at everything else, it can still be a fantastic shoe. So everything's weighed differently, and that process has taken a lot. So it's like I do the whole testing, I score it all out, and then realize that like these metrics here are skewing the grading system, where a shoe that I have decided I promote higher than another one scores out worse because one of the columns is weighted incorrectly. So then I have to go back through and reweight that column and then change the score for it in order for things to accurate. So it's just taking like, it's the behind the scenes stuff that's I could go on like to talk about the shoe and do all that. It's done. It's good. It's fine. But the actual like making the proof of it and showing a searchable, sortable content for people to have access to, that's taking a long time.
Will each episode just be like one shoe? Like the whole episode will be about that one shoe?
There will be 3 types of episodes. So there will be 1 shoe short episodes, like 12 minutes or under, nothing but facts, metrics, with a conclusion at the end. And then there'll be a long form of that where I give opinions. So if you want to just know about the specs of the shoe and how it performs, you just watch the short one. And then for the nerds who want to hear me talk about it and give opinions and things, there'll be a long form of that. And then there'll be episodes comparing shoe versus shoe, or there's one episode where it's like the how to think about shoes. Like, here are the terminology that's being used and what it means. And then an episode 4, here are like, this is the one that sets the curve in grip, in stability, in cushioning, in energy return, so that everything going forward this is an A+ shoe in this category. So it's going to be super in depth and techie and nerdy, but it should be a one-stop shop for basically, instead of having to go watch 5 different reviews on a shoe to find out what's really happening and what it could be used for and how people feel about it, you can get it all from that one channel.
Cool.
People like player stats on video games, right? Pick your player with the bars and, weigh out your pros and cons of each athlete you choose on your roster. It's literally sounds like the same thing, which is very digestible for the consumer.
Yeah, I watch there's 2 tool channels that I subscribe to now for buying the tools that I'm going to use for karting now, for trying to be a mechanic. And they are just straight facts. They test at how much torque they can generate. They test what the breaking point is. They test when things overheat. And then they just have like undeniable metrics on paper for this, and then it gives a score for it, and then they give recommendations at the end. But like, if you don't even listen to their recommendation, you can see by the end which one is best for your needs. And the shoe reviews now, most of them out there are just kind of like people giving opinions. So I'll give my opinion at the end in the long form, but it'll just be pure fact based for the majority of it. And I think there's not really something like that right now.
Talk about a shameless plug, huh?
Yeah, so Kirk, you have one you get to fire off today.
I already did with Jess. Jess's
No, that's Jess's. I know she planted that.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Like,
no,
could you come on today, Jess? She's like, can I talk about myself?
Yeah, that's exactly
Jess
right.
hates talking about herself.
I know.
I do.
I don't know Jess like super well, but that comes through.
That's like my one rule of coming on your show is like, it's not about me. I'm not doing a interview. All right. Next question.
And I told her, I said, our job as interview hosts, like we can make lemonade out of lemons with anybody, meaning like it's the host's job to guide the conversation. And if you have faith in the host, it'll be a good conversation, no matter how comfortable the guest is. In an ideal world, we'll find a way to get there regardless. While making it comfortable.
I have this memory of Jess at your wedding in the pontoon boat and then on your patio, just asking questions about anyone at the table. And it was really nice, and it helps us like facilitate conversation, but it's like also absolutely so that we're not asking her questions. Well, she's very good at keeping the conversation going, but like you know that some people are not comfortable talking about themselves and they just sit awkwardly. And Jess, you seem to be good at, well, I'll ask them something and then conversation's off and going.
Yeah, I'm not like awkward in conversation, but I'd rather ask the questions than be asked the questions. Yeah.
Yeah, and that came through, and I thought you were good at it.
That's funny you noticed that. Oops. All right. Next question. Who is more likely to pack up the bare minimum and move to the mountains?
I mean, me, because I don't have the roots you have with the kids in the school and the...
Yeah.
But you've done that in your past.
But I did that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty close.
Yeah.
My bare minimum has changed over the years. I've said it several times on here, but I've become a house cat. So I think the answer is Kirk. But I did do it. I moved a family of 4 in a minivan.
Yeah. That's
just
wild.
what we could carry in a minivan, and we moved 17 hours. So I did it, but that's not my stage of life anymore.
Yeah. I think our version of that would probably be like going and living out of the camper or something.
Yeah.
I tell Lisa all the time, though, like if she leaves me or if something happens to her, I'm just disappearing into the mountains in the woods somewhere, and I will be living like that. I don't need people anymore. If I don't have her, like I'm done with people. I'm just moving out there.
It's cute, kind of, and also sad.
Yeah.
What would be the main reason? Why would Lisa leave you?
I don't know. I think there'd have to be like a traumatic brain injury where one
on
of our
whose end?
Either one. You just hear like people have TBI and their personality entirely changes and become like an angry, opposite person of who you were. And I think that's an untenable situation for a lot of people. I don't foresee myself doing something. I'm not planning on doing something that's divorceable. Like, would the worst happen? Yeah. I'd be out to Colorado or Alaska and I'd be a hermit.
Just you and your brain injury.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, that'd be best for the world.
Yeah.
If I become a angry, violent person, sequester me somewhere.
You can come live with me.
I would. Okay, so people ask us, or at least ask me oftentimes, do you guys have the relationship that would work just as well in person? And I think yes, but to a point. I don't think we'd be good roommates.
Oh, you're talking about me and you?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we be good roommates?
Unless opposites attract and work well. You're like, I think we're the exact opposite in many important ways.
That could be to our benefit or our demise, I suppose.
Could be. Like, you see a blank on your calendar and you fill it. I see a blank and I protect it. You schedule activities, I avoid activity. I think that, you know how it is in college, the one guy who never wants to come along for things starts becoming like the anchor on the house. I could see that happening where you want to, I would always feel like compelled, I should go out in the woods with Kirk or I should hunt, but I don't want to. I have no desire to do that. And I'm not saying that one thing would be a sticking point. I just think that with our planning, with our probably even like our cleaning or cleanliness, I'm not an unclean person. I'm actually like OCD borderline about, but not about like some of my stuff. Like my office is a pigsty, and I wonder if we would work best in separate dwellings.
Remember that show Wife Swap?
Yeah.
We should do that.
I'm going to decline.
But with us.
This is you already, and you haven't even been to Happy Hole yet.
No.
Guy signs up for one swingers campsite, and he's already swapping wives.
Oh, sorry. No. But like Jess goes to live with Lisa or vice versa, and I go to live with you, or you come here.
Yeah, that would work great.
That's what I'm talking about. Not swapping our actual wives. We're the wives. Okay. We're being swapped.
I guess I was confused by the term wife swap.
I was. Yeah. It was a poor descriptor, but you get the idea. Let's move to the next question.
Okay. Who is more likely to have the fastest child? Well, ours is really slow already.
Ours
has been slow from the gun, yeah.
Yeah, not us.
It's taking a long time, this little dude or chick.
I think all kids have like insane self-belief in how fast they are, but two of our kids have verbalized to us and my parents how really fast they are. They're really confident in their speed.
Which kids are those?
Ayla and Braden, actually.
I would say so I have Lineage on one side. My father was a state champ in high school. And then I've done okay with my running pursuit. So we have that. My mother's side is a black hole of who knows what anybody was capable of because they've never pursued anything, really, right? But on your side, I mean, you're a case study of all of the Kraker kids being athletes. I would have to say, if I were a betting man, I would say playing the odds, your kid, in some vein.
I would say it's probably 50-50. It's a toss-up.
Do any of your kids show interest in like track or
Ayla?
She does. Okay.
Yeah, she's the one when we went down to the Tennessee Mile, they encouraged people to go out on course and experience a lap. And she was at the time 7, maybe 8. And she went out, she asked if she could go do half of one, and she ended up doing 7 laps. So that's 7.7 miles and like 2,400 feet of vert.
That's so
seriously.
Cute.
Yeah, because she just has that like smile on her face that loves challenges and doing things, and it wasn't work for her. It was so funny the next day, the visual. We get out of because we had an 8-hour drive home, and we get out at the first gas station, and I'm like, the Post Ultra creaking out of that car to get out. And I'm like, oh, and I hear, oh, and Ayla's doing the same thing, getting out of the sliding door behind me. And we both like soar. I've never seen an 8-year-old soar from Like her quads were trashed from descending 2,400 feet.
That is so funny.
That's adorable.
Yeah. So she has the makeup of an endurance athlete where Braden and Mira could sprint.
They they'll present in their own way. Like as a kid, we would have nothing to do. And I would come up with a 12 station circuit, and it would be run around the house 10 times and then do 50 push-ups, and then run around the house 10 times and then do X. And I would do this for hours and hours on end by my own choosing without anybody saying, go do. I'm 10 years old. Like that was my choice of fun, and it was exhilarating. Right.
Yeah.
And like, that's not, I don't think, typical behavior to see through for longer than maybe one try and pick. I'm bored, I'm going to go play in the sandbox. Yet I would write it and do it, and it would be hours of my time under no supervision. It's like things like that, right? Like she's maybe displaying that way.
Yeah, I would say you have higher level endurance traits in your family.
But I don't have one athlete that chose a sport to move athletically other than myself.
My dad's side is all big, tall, strong athletes, and my mom's side are all shorter or smaller distance runners. Like I had an uncle run 1620 and 420 as a sophomore, junior in high school.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So like that's that side. And then my dad's side, my dad's the shortest brother, and he's 6 foot 1.
All of Jess's her side's athletes though. I mean, you have an athletic spawn. You do. Dad, brother, they're all ball sport athletic. Hockey.
Oh, that's
baseball.
true. That's true.
And they were good. Yeah.
So anyways, I'd say it's a push.
No, I'm not
50-50.
No. No, what's funny is I always think like I'm going to have so my dad's younger brother ended up breaking all my dad's records. So my uncle's, there's like history there. He was like a 5'7", 120 pound built guy. But on my dad's side, he's one of 10 kids. And I think I've mentioned this before, but my grandmother was like 5'10", 300 pounds. And my grandfather was like 5'7", $115 soaking wet. And I'm not exaggerating. So we had this little skinny grandfather, Donald, which was my middle name. And then Claire, my grandmother, big girl. And so my father's siblings is like, I mean, he's got a 300-400 pound sister and a big obese brother. And then he's got a 100-pound sister and a 120-pound brother that are little. And my dad and like two others got like the mix, like they're right in the middle. And so I kind of joke, like, it's still a little bit of Russian roulette with me. Like it's in there somewhere that I could have like a tiny little dude or woman, or I could have like a large child. Because his family, you'd walk around like a family reunion, you'd be like, I can't make sense of this.
Right.
I can't make sense of this at all. So it's funny where you don't have that. You don't have that, Brakken. But I have this, like, there's a chance.
We do. I have a sister who's 5'11" and a sister who's 5'4".
Oh. Oh, okay.
So,
I didn't know that.
Like, she was a gymnast, and my sister's a basketball player and a powerhouse. Like it's just it's interesting how those genetics come through.
It is.
My sisters, you would not know are related. Where my brother and I, back when I had foliage up top, we'd get mistaken for twins by people who didn't know us.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Next.
All right. Next question.
We're not going to get through all these at this rate. We are really bad. We think we're going to like conquer the world and get through tons of questions, and we always fall short.
Yeah.
We can't help ourselves.
I blame Jess. Like honestly, we've done great until this episode.
Oh. Okay, Brakken. Who is more likely to win a hot dog eating contest?
Before or after this weekend?
Brakken. Ew.
Jess.
That's like a classic thing people do at campgrounds, hot dog eating contests and things like that. Don't read into it.
Okay.
When we've been around each other and eaten, it's been a pretty even situation. You're better at scarfing down food than I am.
I'm a bad chewer, I think, is what it comes down to. And I think a lot of my flatulence stems from that.
But you're like a picky, like, if the hot dogs have been out too long, you're not going to eat them. I'm like, oh my, this will hurt my stomach. And I feel like Brakken is like,
I'm going with Brakken.
Yeah.
I think I'm less picky. There was a question on my list: is who's more likely to eat something off the ground? I was like, me.
You.
For sure.
My eyes have, like, as I've gotten older, especially these last 5 years, they continually are larger than my stomach. Like, when's the last time I cleaned my plate at dinner now?
Yeah, recently it's been a while.
And I used to. all the time. I don't know if it's just like my metabolism. I'm like listening to it and whatnot, but I'm going to go with you. I've seen you eat. I've seen you stuff your face with any sort of food that looks unappealing before we hit the record button. Like you are cramming it in your mouth, 2 chews at most. This is like a hamburger. And you'll be like finishing it off. It'll be 2 chews and a swallow. Like, there's no way. Yeah, that's. I'm explaining the fact that you could just put a whole hot dog down your throat in 1 chew and it'd be done.
Yeah. No, I think I have an average ability to consume high quality is a thing, but I have an above average ability to consume it quickly.
Yeah, Brakken
got me in trouble in college.
With?
I'm a very fast chugger and I'm a lightweight.
Bad combo.
So like I could be really good in games and then in trouble.
That is actually a good segue into the next question. Who is more likely to get arrested on a night out with the boys?
Me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Really?
You can have that.
Yeah, I was fighting with the server.
I think it would be one of those situations where some bro, I would never start anything, by the way. I'm not a starter. I'm very level-headed. I really am. I mean, do I get like, I'm not rare to get like angry or like, like for no reason. True. It's going to be started by somebody else, but then I'll feel like I need to finish it.
Yeah. Have you been kicked out of establishments in the past?
No. Okay. Have you?
I got kicked out of a bar in college.
Oh, I take that back. One time. The bouncer said I was peeing in the stairwell, like first floor to second floor of like a bar back in the day. And they were convinced I peed in the stairwell, but I didn't. And it wasn't me. And they escorted me out for that. So I can't count that.
No.
What was your situation?
I got in an altercation because of Macaulay. This is back when Macaulay and I both had like a 1/4-inch buzz cut. And he came down to Whitewater for the weekend and he spent the entire night out on the town, absolutely running his mouth and announcing to anyone who would listen that he was, if you have a problem, my name's Brakken. Like that. He has like that type of, especially back then, he's like grown and matured and mellowed a lot. But at the time he was like the instigator. He has that type of devious sense of humor. And eventually I looked over and there were 3 guys like shoving him and starting something with him. And as the only time in my life I've really ever just like lost it. It was like my little brother was in trouble and I got kicked out. Lisa was so embarrassed.
Started fighting a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was just like something snapped. I didn't know I was like don't touch my little brother guy until that moment. And he had absolutely earned it. But
I could see that. I could understand how that would be.
Yeah. Yeah. It was weird. But no, I don't think I've never been arrested. So have you been arrested, Kirk?
No.
I would have thought you'd been arrested once.
No.
Based
on what?
I don't know. Just you've lived.
I will say I've been in the custody of police in my younger years twice and let go both times.
Okay, so that's closer than I have.
The first time was a house party. I was 17 and everybody fled. I was in crutches, hiding in the bathtub.
It didn't work.
And they opened the drapes and the curtain, and I'm sitting there with this other girl, scared out of our minds, and beer cans everywhere, and the cops looked at us, and we had to look so sad. And there were 40 people there, and they caught none of them. And then they brought us downstairs and said, "All right, we know you didn't do all this, just you two. We saw everybody running. What you're going to do is we're going to go through this house and we're going to dump out every single bottle of liquor and beer bottle down the drain. And then you're going to call your parents to come pick you up and you're going to go home." That's exactly what happened. We dumped out. There's 2 of us left. And then the homeowner came back, the kid who lived there, and we dumped it all out. And then the other time, and then they let us go. It was that simple. And then the other time was we were walking home from a house party. I was 19, my sophomore year of college. And my buddies were peeing on cars. They had to pee, so they said to pee in a car that was parked on the side of the street. I was peeing as well. Don't recall where. Anyways, 2 cars down was a cop just sitting there in the dark. Lights came on. he comes out and says, "All right, guys, how old are you?" And he looks at my buddy. My buddy says 21. He was 20. Looks at the next guy, says, "How old are you?" He says 21. He was 20. Looks at me and says, "How old are you?" And I said 19. And he looks at me, he goes, "You go home. You two stay here." All I did was tell the truth. They both got tickets. That I walked back to my dorm, went to bed because I told the truth. That's it.
You have a lot of pee-related incidents.
Yeah.
I do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, 2 of the 3 we talked about.
Well, that was not me that peed in the stairwell.
No,
Just pee-related.
Oh. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
All right. Actually, can I tell a quick story about getting arrested?
Always.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
please.
So I didn't get arrested, but this was, I think it was senior year of high school, and I was sober driving for a group of friends. And so I was the only one sober, and we got pulled over, and this is in Rosemount, and it's kind of like open, like cornfields and whatever. And my friends, like, they're like, keep driving. And I'm like, no, we got to stop. And then like, they just like somehow convinced me to pull over, and everybody got out of the car and ran into these fields. So then I did the same thing. And so we all ran into these cornfields and hid in the corn.
Whose vehicle was it?
Mine. Yeah, it was mine. And I'm not even drinking. And so my friends ended up coming out, like, I think they called in another cop. And so there was a couple of them. And I was so scared. I stayed in this corn, and they had like a megaphone. They're like, "Jessica Peterson, we know you're out there. You need to come out or we're going to get the dogs." And then I like finally came out, and they'd like breathalyze me, and they're like, "You're not even drinking." And I was like, "I know." They're like, "Why did you run?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I just cried and was super scared. But yeah, that was...
Imagine the waste of resources to bring out dogs for
A sober girl
chick,
hiding in the
for an
corner.
underage, even a suspected underage.
Yeah, I know. So anyway,
good for you.
Yeah, that was fun. All right. Who is more likely to run another OCR race or run a hybrid race solo?
Say me.
Yeah. Don't you already do hybrid stuff still?
I mean, I don't know what the statute of limitations is, but I've done one more recently, and I'm signed up for another one more recently. So I think by default, it's me.
Yeah. Would either of you do another Spartan race ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes to both, but right now it doesn't have my heart, neither of them. I could see being very intrigued and one-off showing up to an initial High Rocks age group race, wetting my feet, and then getting the bug and suddenly being in. And there's a chance. There really is. The problem with that is you have to have such foresight because you have to commit so early and within the minute of it, the registration opening. Whereas an OCR, I can be like, I'm going to decide the day before, and you could still make it work. That's the tough thing. Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to say Brakken, though.
Yeah, I would say that too. Who is more likely to beat Chris Rogloski in a 100-miler?
Me, 100%. Either, any of us, anyone. She's an easy win.
Jess.
No problem.
Yeah.
Ayla.
You're saying we would all beat her?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe the most overrated athlete in the history of our sport.
I agree
hybrid
with
or
that.
otherwise.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
I don't follow, so I don't know.
Oh, she's just the worst.
I feel like you're lying.
You know, I said it on a race brain the other day, Kirk, but at World Championships in Chicago for High Rocks last month, I had a group of British athletes come up to me, and they're like, "Hey, we just have to know, why do you hate Chris Rogloski so much?" And I just straight face, I was like, "She is just the worst." And they're like, "It just seems so off brand for you. You're generally not negative towards anything other than like Spartan race management, but like, why are you so mean to her? What did she do? Like, what's the history? Do you really want to fight her?" And I realized that there are listeners who came on after the fact of the whole thing starting. And then I had to reassure them that no, this is like a bit. This is an ongoing running joke that's been going on for years now. And I don't know if anyone really knows how it started.
I think Chris chimed in talking smack, like playfully, and then you just doubled down with it, or vice versa. You playfully started talking smack, and now, yeah, you and Chris have this thing. Chris is a fantastic athlete, by the way. None of this is true,
And a nice person.
and she's a wonderful human being. But she's one of the women who's not afraid to talk smack because it's fun.
Yeah.
And that's how this started.
It might have been. I have this vague recollection that there was of an episode like this or a question like this, and it said like, if you could fight one person in the sport, who would it be? And we had just finished talking about her or something, and I think I chose Chris. Or there's someone like at this race, which race winner would you fight or something? And I just said, yeah, I could be Chris. And then she responded in kind. And I think it took off from there. But there are people out there who think I really cannot stand this person, and this is like my one hill that I die on in terms of like being mean to somebody. It was really funny.
That is funny. You
to have someone come up in public and ask why she's so terrible.
She's the opposite of terrible. She's wonderful. But I am going to pick me in this regard. Yeah. But for your argument's sake, absolutely Brakken.
All right.
Thank you.
There you have it.
Would you run a 100 miler?
I don't know if I hate myself enough yet.
That's an interesting way to put it. I always think I'm going to have to run 100 at some point.
Maybe. I have an athlete
now.
So you've coached 100-mile athletes, I'm guessing, or pursuit. So have I. Maybe a dozen or so, maybe more actually. But I'm just gonna call her out. Hannah, who listens, just got into the Tahoe 200, and so that's her big quest. It's in June next year, I think. So we just had our call yesterday about like, what do we do? And I'm not going to be like, yeah, I'm a 200-mile ultra endurance coach. Mm-hmm. Like, I understand the principles, but once you get to multi-day events, I mean, this event has like a 5-day cap, like becomes like uncharted territory. So I have to go and start figuring out, how do we get you ready without destroying you in the process, right? And also having you available come race day. It's going to be a very interesting thing for me to do.
And that is the reason I would do one, other than I feel like I just need to eventually to coach it better. But the legit, my thing is finagling my way to do better in a competition than I should. Just because I'm not like a pure metric guy. I don't have a huge VO2 max. My foot speed, like when I was a mid-distance runner, my foot speed wasn't outstanding. Like for an 800 meter runner, having a 50 flat 400 is not going to cut it. And so finagling my way to a better performance than I should have on paper has always just been like my thing in sports. And a 100 miler is like the perfect grounds for you can outkick what your fitness metrics are in ultras. So that intrigues me so much. But I think I had 3 athletes go 100 or longer last year. And just see it, only one of them had a good recovery. The other 2 were just trashed for weeks and weeks. And I've spent so much time injured and away from training that I don't want to intentionally choose that. So it's the ramifications that worry me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've never hit a start line and been like, the gun goes off and you start jogging. Like what a foreign concept to me. Even the 50Ks I've done, like there's purpose to my first stride. I've never been like,
I like it.
Yeah, right. It's interesting concept.
Like Tennessee Mile, the 6-hour loop of the course was like that. It was hold back. And then the Tahoe Ultra was hold back up that first climb.
Yeah, but not jog. You were never jogging.
I think I could say I was jogging in Tennessee a bit. But point is, like, I like that. I like the mind games because I know where I stand in a pure physical metric contest. I lose.
All right. So
it scares me
because we can't wait to get to this campground. And after we're done recording, I have to.
Early bird gets the worm, Kirk.
Is that what they say? I think the night owl gets
the worm,
the howl or something.
Gets the howl.
I don't know. I didn't think that through. All right. So we have 15 minutes and then we got to wrap this thing. So I'm going to put us into a confinement of a 1-minute answer to the rest of these questions. I have my lap on my phone just to see if we can get to them.
Okay.
If we really got to fight it, we can, but let's try to click it along. Okay.
Okay.
Is that fair?
No.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Who is more likely to give an honest thought on a controversial issue? I think that's the easy answer.
Both of us. Brakken's been pretty raw with his opinions on certain things. But I know I will speak my mind for sure.
I think I beat around the bush a little more than you do. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say
you could literally put a gun to my head. This is as literal and say, give me your opinions on religion or give me your opinion on politics on this podcast. And I would rather die than do that because I don't want to deal with that at all.
Okay.
Even though I have opinions on both, I have a limit to something that I'm willing to subject myself to push back, and it would be those two things. But other than that, I'm open to bashing anybody and anything or being upset with a certain topic. Yeah.
I would say that's fair. I think we both take some pride in the fact that if you've never met us in person, you've only listened to our podcast, you probably couldn't predict like our last 10 years of voting history. You could maybe guess based on what you've learned about our personalities, but you have no clue where our leanings are.
I've literally voted on both sides of the fences and the neutral side of the fences over my voting history. I still don't even know. Let's move on.
All right. Who is more likely to win, man versus gorilla?
Man, no one. Until they figure out cloning, none of
Who puts off death the longest?
Right now, you. It might be a cardio game.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't think there's a clear answer there. We're both strong. We're both agile. We're both functionally fit.
And so it's going to come down to who can staying
we
alive
weigh
longer.
Roughly the same, right? What do you weigh these days?
182.
Oh, so maybe I'm 172. So maybe you got a chance just based on sheer mass versus mass.
I don't think 10 pounds are going to matter to a silverback.
That's true. I think my head splattered against a cement wall within 5 seconds, and that's it.
Yeah. First time it grabs us, we die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
All right. Who is more likely to undertrain?
Wow.
Yeah, me.
All right. Is that it? That all we're getting with that one?
That one took 6 seconds to answer. That was good. Proud of us.
Who is more likely to do an Ironman?
I think also me. I think that Kirk could and probably would be better at it. I just don't think he would. He would have some other goal that he's working towards, and I don't.
So why not? Sort of.
Yeah, like I could sign up for one and just dedicate the next year to doing it. It's not going to get in the way of anything physically for me.
Okay.
The appeal of I don't particularly enjoy road biking. I do it as a means to an end when I need to, and I don't particularly enjoy open water swimming.
And I do. I like swimming.
I like swimming. In fact, I probably like swimming more than biking. Open road, like boring county road, highway road biking. But
I think for both of us, the bike hours would be the biggest issue.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no appeal at the moment. So yeah, I agree with you.
Okay. Who is more likely to lose to their spouse in any race?
Me?
Yeah, not Kirk.
You.
Could Lisa beat you in something?
Yeah, she could beat me in something that we ran long enough that my body breaks down.
What would you beat me
in? Taking the trash out. That's about it.
I mean, Lisa's run between 40 and 50 some miles every week for like the last several years. Other than her injuries.
I don't know if you recall Jess in the beer mile when we held on the beer mile.
Oh,
but
yeah.
She did crush that.
She did crush the beer mile. So there's a chance that I vom and she doesn't. Yeah. Although I have a great video of following her. Like she finished the beer mile and I followed her inside, and the noises that came out of that bathroom of her vomiting were amazing. It sounded like somebody's being murdered in there.
Yeah, I never stopped. I kept running straight to the bathroom and it all came out. So.
Our rules were you had to cross the finish line without puking, and she did that.
Yeah, you guys should do another hybrid or like a virtual race in public. That'd be fun. All right. Who is more likely to jump in a race last minute?
It used to be you for sure.
Yeah.
Now that appeals to me more and more.
Yeah.
I'm still saying Brakken.
Brakken.
He has a history. You have a track record.
And last minute for you is like a week or two. You start thinking about it.
Yeah. Brakken.
Yeah. Okay. Who is more likely to win a 500-meter open water swim?
I've never seen Kirk really swim. I have a way overinflated sense of my swimming ability. I have weird like swimming hubris.
So I'm a good swimmer.
This would probably be a good race then.
That'd be a really good race.
You guys should race.
Swimming comes up often in training conversations because there's water components to OCR, obviously. And the way I describe it is that if you took 100 random people, I'd be in the top 10. And if you took 100 swimmers, I'd be last.
Right.
Like I'm a good swimmer for a person, not for a swimmer.
I remember I got some lessons before I did some Olympic tries post-collegiately. And a guy that happened to work out at the gym at the Bally Total Fitness I worked at the time swam at Purdue, full ride scholarship, D1. And he was giving us some pointers and form technique stuff. And he said, I'll just prove to you. And this guy had a belly, by the way. He was a few years removed. He had a gut. He had let himself go, in quotes. Like you look at this guy, the eye test, you'd be like, he's an accountant, right? Like he's not an athlete. And he would self-admittedly say that himself. He said, I'll prove to you how efficiency matters. Like, look, I'm jacked and ripped at the time and in very good shape. And eye test is not. And he said, we're going to do 4 lengths. And I'm going to let you, I will not start until you touch the first length. So I had a 1 length half head start. He beat me by half a length.
Yep.
Caught me, passed me, beat me. And he's like, you going to listen to me now? I'm like, yep, for sure.
High level swimmers are just
unbelievable.
Like at a different level. So to put it in metrics, the last triathlon I did had 0 swim training whatsoever. I kept for 800 meters. I swam 133 per 100 open water in a lake.
That's solid.
I was very proud of that.
Yeah.
And I was getting out of the water in like 193rd place. You know, it was just like, I was smoked by all the people who trained for it. But for a random person to swim 800 at 133, that's like fairly okay.
That's nice though, because you get to work your way up the field after that, which is always like a good momentum builder.
I had the #1 transition time in the entire race. T1, sweet spot for me. Swim bike, very not okay.
My first triathlon, I got into the pro race based on my college stats. They allowed me in, like my running times, and show up in the Bay of Green Bay in May. 1, didn't think about how cold the water is. That's attached to Lake Michigan, for those who don't know. 2, we get there. I'm the only guy at the start line without a wetsuit. Only guy. There's 150 of us. I'm the only one. I'm like, oh my God, am I in trouble? I didn't realize they're buoyant. They help you swim faster. And it was freezing. I sat there shivering. It starts, classic kicked in the face, goggles taken off. I stop, stand on solid ground, adjust. And for the remainder, basically swim in dead last as everybody else swam away from me in a 1,200 meter swim. I get to the pro bike rack. There's 1 bike there. And there's nobody even in transition anymore. And I had to go there like an idiot. It was the worst. I ended up taking 4th in the triathlon, and I ate my way through the field and had the fastest 10K. And it was a great way to ride, but that was the most embarrassing athletic moment of my life to date, because the crowds are all there, and there's 1 bike left. 1, mine. No people even left in transition.
People who swim and bike are just like, you can't do it against them recreationally. They're so good at what they do.
That and TMX are my 2 lowest moments of my life athletically. Let's move on.
All right. Who is more likely to grow a mullet?
Kirk.
Yeah.
No, you're the classic case to grow a mullet.
I'm the case to do it. But how many hairstyles have I had since you've known me?
1, but if you turn around, you can grow hair on the back of your head, right?
I can, but I just absolutely will not. You've at least had a ponytail. You've had a mustache. You've had no mustache. You've had short. You've just tried hairstyles.
We're clearly into experimenting.
Me and you?
Well, maybe.
I think you could be cute with a mullet.
That's the other thing. Jess finds your different hairstyles at the very least endearing. What would Lisa think if I went and tried to grow a mullet out?
I don't know.
Well,
especially with the fact that I don't grow anything now, this entire top.
You would look so old.
Plus, I'm like 60%, 50% gray.
Me.
I would look horrendous.
I would do it just for fun.
Yeah.
I would do it for just kicks. Yeah.
Mine wouldn't be fun for anyone.
Okay, me, I guess.
Okay. Who is more likely to get lost in a foreign country?
I feel like we're both way too planned out to get lost in a foreign country, like actually lost.
Yeah.
Not that it can't happen, but I assume Kirk's type A personality is going to have planned out where he's going and how it's working. And I have the offline maps downloaded everywhere I go and screenshots of everything I'm going to do. I think we're too
Actually,
buttoned down for that.
I'm not that way with vacations at all.
No?
No, I just want to get there and then go on vibes.
Oh, well, then I guess you.
Yeah, it would be me.
I'm over planned
when
I'm
to
going
vibe
places.
it out.
Yeah, and you're not, like he mentioned, downloading offline maps. Like we'll go on these hikes and we'll get there and he has like the all trails pulled up and then we don't have service when we get there because it's the middle of nowhere. And then we have to either drive back to get service to download it or like just wing it.
I wouldn't agree. I would have thought that was not the case with you.
I'm actually not as like OCD type A in most of my life. Yeah. I have very particular veins in which I am particular in type A, but a lot of them I'm not. Like a vacation, for example, like we have no scheduled outline for our weekend this weekend, for example. When we go, I'm like, I want to get there and just see, like I want one scheduled thing. And then the other 3 days, I want to like see what intrigues me once I get there, for example.
So my process would be I'd look at the area. I'd go to All Trail for every trail option there and I'd download all of them. And I'd also screenshot directions and locations for all of it. And then any attraction in the area, I'd do the same thing for. And then I'd show up with no plan.
Okay.
Do whatever. But when the plan happens, we can get there and back. I think it was early days of Spartan. There are way too many times I'm out in the middle of nowhere trying to get to or from a venue and there's just no service and you're stuck. And I had a wife and a newborn with me and maybe it's the kid thing. Having kids, I just have no tolerance for just being stuck in stranded places. But yeah, I way, Lisa would confirm this, I way over plan all the potential things you could do and then I'll underplan the vacation itself.
I'm gonna go you. I think I would get I could see that happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like sometimes I'm like a fire aim ready guy with a lot of things, and vacations are one of those.
Gotcha.
Or traveling, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Who is more likely to fall for a phishing scam?
Brakken.
You think?
I suppose Kirk would see through all of them. I'm less likely to ever be fishing, but I would fall for one easier. What's a phishing scam?
Like you get an email about your grandma.
I thought this was an outdoor question.
Oh.
No, PHISH.
No. Oh,
I can see why.
Kirk.
Not a chance. I'll tell you
I
why.
don't check my email.
Oh, that's fair. I have had since I started my business in 2010.
Yeah.
I mean, the avenues and veins in which people try to scam me. I mean, I've just seen it from so many avenues via calls, texts, emails, social media, all of I've just seen so many. It's just not happening.
Gotcha.
Like I'm going to risk it. If you say you are my father and you are being held hostage, like, sorry, Dad. Not happening.
I'll wait till I hear from Mom.
Yeah.
Have I ever given an older response than assuming this was about rod and reel?
I'm embarrassed for you.
Yeah.
My dad is the person that gets caught by every district phishing email that the district sends out. They send out fake phishing emails to test who's susceptible. And he's like 100% success rate from the district.
Oh, no.
They get him every time.
All right, last one before we embark on the greatest journey of our lives.
Okay. Well, I don't know what this means, but who is more likely to have the next Brown training run?
The next Code Brown.
Oh, Code Brown training run?
I think at this moment in time, it's both of us.
What does that mean, though?
Code Brown is you poop your pants.
Oh.
I assume Kirk's hanging on the edge right now. We are recording at 7 a.m. in the morning. That's what AM means. In the morning, and I think we're both probably on edge right now.
I just got literally yesterday morning, 6:30 in the morning, a text from an athlete saying he shit himself on his run. He's abandoning his quality session and he's sorry. Literally yesterday. And he just had to tell me like that was why. And he needed to stop. Yeah. He was done. Mojo was gone. I was like, I get it. I said, I understand.
Did he have any socks left?
I didn't ask follow-up questions. I just told him
he's a quitter.
I just told him it was okay, and I understood.
Yeah. You get into stretches
me.
with this.
I'll tell you why. I'm going to say me, not based on tendencies of either of us, but like, no, actually, I'm going to say you. Now that I think about it, because I'm in the country, I can pull off anywhere. Like I can find a space that's probably private if I'm having an issue and just like figure it out in somebody's oversized yard, which has trees in it, or the woods next to the county highway where like, if you're city running, there's more okay places to go. But like, if you're in a residential neighborhood and it hits, like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's good logic and all, but like 70% of what I do is on the treadmill.
Oh,
if I put my pants, it's out of negligence or overconfidence that this is just gas.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's going to have to be it.
Ending on a brown note.
On that note. All right.
Well, you guys are about to experience something that must be experienced. Like marriage, like potential down the road childbirth. Your first swingers experience is indescribable. You just have to experience it. So good luck.
We're not interested in experiencing swinging, just in case.
Oh yeah.
Will you try not, if somebody's walking down like the campground road, like nude, like a guy?
Yeah.
Like, will you avoid like looking?
I'm gonna wear sunglasses and I'm looking.
Are you actually though?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the purest answer we've had on here in a while. I appreciate that. How do you not?
Yeah. How do you not? You're going to look.
There's two type of people in a public locker room. There's the people that their eyes are constantly inverted and the people that just can't help. I can't help it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a very underwhelming experience. I think if you stay to the campground, like we're not bopping around at night. We're like during the day going to be there, not a ton because we're going to be out in the woods and hiking and all of that a lot. So I think it's going to be a vastly underwhelming experience is what I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
But it's supposed to be 90 degrees, which means people have reason to be not wearing a lot of clothes.
Well, I'm excited for the two of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're excited too.
Mm-hmm. Feel free not to send pictures and videos, Kirk.
I'm going to do what I want.
Okay. Well, you guys have the best time of your life.
All right. Thanks for listening to this, folks. I don't know if you learned really anything today. We'll get back to the teachings next week. And if you forgot, think about looking up Jess DeWindt on Amazon.com and buying a few books. We would love that.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.